Hello everyone, my name is Ruchika. Me and my friend Ashwarya and Nikita is giving a presentation on blockchain revolution. Modern technology allows people to communicate directly. Voice and video calls, emails, picture, and instant messages travels directly from A to B, maintaining trust between individuals no matter how far apart they are. But when it comes to money, people have to trust a third party to be able to complete a transaction. Blockchain technology is challenging the status quo in a radical way by using maps and cryptography. Blockchain provides open, decentralized database of every transaction involving value. So we can say that blockchain is a technology that enables to transfer digital assets from one person to another. When I'm talking about the digital money, so we cannot forget what is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a distributed decentralized digital currency system, effectively a bank run by an ad hoc network. It's a protocol that supports a decentralized pseudo-anonymous peer-to-peer digital currency, a publicly disclosed linked ledger of transactions stored in a blockchain, a reward-driven system for achieving consensus based on proofs of works for helping to secure the network. A scarce token economy with an eventually cap of about 21 M bitcoins. So Bitcoin is very popular in the market. So why does it have value if it is a digital money? Bitcoin has value because it is both useful and scarce. It is scarce because the protocol it is built, which defines a hard cap limit of 21 million units of currency. It is useful because it allows us to do things with money we never previously been able to do. Let's see how the coin flow from input to output. A coin owner transfers coins by digitally signing via ECDSA, a hash digest of the previous transaction and public key of the next owner. This signature is then appended to the end of the coin. How address are like accounts. The wallet listens for transaction address to any of its public key and in theory is the only node that is able to decrypt and accepts the transfer. Coins are sent by broadcasting the transaction of the network which are verified to be able and to be viable and then added to a block. Keys can represent a multi-sign address that requires n of m private keys in order to decrypt the message. The rest of the slides is ex- explained by Aishwarya. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ashwarya, and I'm going to start with the slide public ledger. As a new user, you can get started with Bitcoin without understanding the technical details. Once you have installed a Bitcoin wallet on your computer or mobile phone, it will generate your first Bitcoin address, and you can create more whenever you need to. You can disclose your address to your friends so that they can pay your or vice versa. You can do it on balances, transactions, and processing through mining. It all depends on how you want it to work. Arriving at consensus. Although the accepted chain can be considered as a list, the block claim is best represented with a tree. The transaction is a transfer of value between Bitcoin wallets that gets included in the blockchain. It enforces a chronological order in the blockchain, protects the neutrality of the network, and allows different computers to agree on the state of the system. Consensus process equals to mining. Processing is equals to mining. Mining is a distributed consensus system that is used to confirm waiting transactions by including them into the blockchain. Hashcash. Cache is a proof of work system used to limit email, spam, and denial of service attacks, and more recently has become known for its use in Bitcoin as a part of the mining algorithm. At this point, it is most widely used as the Bitcoin mining function. The role of hashing. This email anti-spam tool, like the proof of work algorithm, is also called as Hashcash, or the end process is called as hashing. The hash function is any function that can be used to map data of arbitrary size of data or fixed size. The values written by a hash function are called hash values and hash codes. One you use is a data structure called hash table, widely used in computer software for rapid data lookup. Proof of work has publicity auditable cost function can be efficiently verified by any third party without accessing to any trapdoor or secret information. Bitcoin mining is also used for the proof of work for securing the particular page or the network or the server. The hash lottery. The hash lottery is a hashing process which is a straightforward but not challenging. Unless the goal is to say find me a hash value that satisfies a certain level of difficulty. The payout. The competing solutions are evaluated based on which node offers the higher number of transactions, including in the candidate block as well as the level of over satisfying the difficulty. Transaction confirmation. It is one of the main and important process of in hashing. You may say the last one as well. Having a transaction provisionally accepted into a candidate block signals that the network has verified that the inputs were valuable. Every new block accepted into the chain after the transaction was accepted is considered a confirmation. What is Bitcoin mining? Mining is the process of adding transaction records to Bitcoin's public ledger of past transactions. This ledger of past transactions is called the blockchain as it is a chain of blocks. The blockchain serves to confirm transactions to the rest of the network as having taken place. Mining is intentionally designed to be resource intensive and difficult so that the number of blocks found each day by miners remains steady. Why 51%? In case of Bitcoin, consensus goes to the claim the highest number of blocks. Not just in theory but in practical, several large mining pools have generated 6 blocks in a row. Bitcoin mining is called because it resembles the mining of other commodities. It requires exertion and it slowly makes new currency available at a rate that resembles the rate at which commodities like gold are mined from the ground. Thank you.
In continuation with the Ruchika and the Aishwarya, I'm going to tell you about the Bitcoin, who accepts, and what are the merchants and what are the impact and other uses of blockchain technology. So in my first slides, I'm going to tell you about who accepts the Bitcoin. So the Bitcoins are taking over the cryptocurrency and marketplace. They are large companies are accepting Bitcoins currency. Many large companies are like a legitimate source of funds. They allow their online products to be bought with the Bitcoins. And in the second slide, there are the list of merchants accepting Bitcoins. So Overstock.com, Nevak.com, and Telsa Motor, and all these merchants are accepting. These are only the example. There are thousands of merchants who accepts the Bitcoin. Bitcoin are externally fast spreading currency. Though not all the companies have made the switch, most of have taken notice of the quick trend. Apart from these like Bloomberg and Expedia.com and other the all are the merchant who accept the Bitcoin. And the next slide is to tells about the uses of blockchain technology. So these are the main uses like registry, tokenization for audit trail, sharing economy, and electric market. For registry, this is the most popular, and a couple of years before the registry, through the registry blockchain technology, the couple make history with the world's first Bitcoin wedding, like the year in 2014. So the registry's blockchain technology is using for land registry, like by using hashes to identify uh, every real every real estate transaction. And the tokenization is for the purpose like purpose of authentication of unique physical item. The item is paired with the corresponding digital tokenization. For audit trail, the blockchain technology offers a mean to automatically create a record for who has accessed the information of record. The third is sharing. The fourth one is sharing economy. Store people's identity to the blockchain, and unlike the Facebook, your identity is your identity. So the blockchain can't be tampered with. For example, like home away. So, and the electric market, last one, the blockchain is identified technology to buy and a sale to strangers. All the stranger records are right there in blockchain records. So moving on to the next slide, it's about the registry. I mentioned about the wedding. So the David Montrose and the Joy Bio, who had already been married, a civil ceremony made history, submitting their uh, nuptial to the blockchain. So moving to the fourth slide, it's about the name a coin. The first look to the Bitcoin with the uh, purpose like securely record and transfer arbitrary name like such as keys, attach a value data to the names, and up to 520 bytes more in maybe more in future. Transaction name coin, the digital currency symbolized as an N or NMC. Next slide is about the alternate to Bitcoin altcoins. A good artist copy, or known as a great artist steal. The first alternate blockchain was Namecoin. The early attempt to re-level the playing field were made by the changing the hashing function from SHA-256 to ASCII. ASCII is a memory intensive function that was thought to resist to customize hardware. Changed to the sorry, changed to the block emit time target were also changed from Bitcoin 10 minutes to 2.5 minutes to increase the velocity. Never also incorporate ever escalating hash function chain together to novel ways to resist giving her purpose built hardware an advantage over the CPU based mining. So Bitcoin now well over the 500 alternate coin to Bitcoin, 99.99% of them are simply brand or clone. Most tinker with the total coin supply, the hashing function SHA-256, again Ascript and X11, blockchain emit time target I mentioned before like 10 minutes to 2.5 minutes, and proof of something like proof of work, proof of stake, notable or like Ripple, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and many more. And this is the total market capital. So for more information, you can also go to the coinmarketcap.com and find out more. So moving to the next slide, Bitcoin 1.5. So these are the organizations who has been also like a variety of transaction about the Bitcoin 1.5 and using that like counterparty or .org that works for storing extra data, regular Bitcoin transaction, and which make every counterparty transaction. And the mastercoin.org serve as a binding between the Bitcoin and smart properties and smart contract create a top of the Mastercoin protocol. And next.org asset creation and exchange its own blockchain technology. And last, the Bitcoin 2.0. I think it's a we can also call it as a crypto 2.0, and these are the uses like smart contract and escrow contract and the insurance voting, notable implementations. See, a growing amount is being directed at a Bitcoin 2.0 companies. Retail banking can be largely influenced and disrupted by these new 2.0 Bitcoin technology. Depositor could be used the public ledger, proof of ownership, and blockchain based on the solution could be the used to unlock that value without the risk of corruption. So this is very important among all the bitcoins. So moving on to the next slide, it's about the limitations. So every coin has two sides, like positive or negative, but everything has some limitations. So Bitcoin also has some limitation, like slow transaction confirmation accepted by few merchants. Anonymity means it is often used to be on the dark web. Most government don't recognize it because it's not that uh, known to the government, or government is not using to that level. Inability to comply with the emerging regulation, lack of effective governance. So moving to the next slide, it's about the impact to the blockchain. So the impact to the blockchain is to the finance. Importantly, the technology is most likely uh, to change the next decade of the business. It's not the social web or big data or cloud or artificial intelligence. It is the blockchain behind the digital currency like Bitcoin. The blockchain technology can also talk the network business model to a new level of supporting a whole host of breakthrough applications. Native payment system that run without banks, credit card payments, credit card companies, and other the intermediaries will cut cost and time transaction. And so this is the financial effect on the impact on the Bitcoin technology. So another impact is on IP in the digital age. So the blockchain technology provides a new platform for creator of intellectual property to get a value they created. New start ascribe such as which runs on the blockchain technology lets artists themselves upload digital art and watermark it is as the definitive version and transfer it. So similar to Bitcoin, like it moves from person to another, person's collection to another's. And the so-called Internet of Things, which is very well known, Internet of Things is most popular in the technology field, like need blockchain to manage ultimately trillions of daily transactions. And lastly, the blockchain technology can be provided to the suppliers for these services, a means to collaborate that drives a great share of the value to them. So this is all about the blockchain impact, limitations, and about the Bitcoin, the varieties of Bitcoin. So this is all about the blockchain revolution. And thank you so much.